Good morning. Today, I'm as the first speaker will state my speech with the motion. This house regrets the glorification of fire. So let's start with the framing. Fire or financial independence retire early is basically a movement where people will save more and invest more with the goal that they can retire far, far, far earlier than how retirement usually works. By following fire, you will spend less and work more for the sake of retiring earlier and enjoying what you've saved later. We regret the glorification of fire because it essentially limits a person's freedom in utilizing their money and what they've gained before retiring for the sake of enjoying it when they're older and retired. Two arguments. First, financial independence isn't something easy to achieve. It requires a lot of hard work and will definitely requires more time. A person who follows fire movement has a goal to retire early. But the thing is, this goal is not always realistic or achievable or easily achievable. There are times where this financial independence cannot be achieved perfectly, causing one to fall into forever working without getting to enjoy what they've gained. What do I mean by financial independence cannot be achieved perfectly? Well, at some point when working, a person can experience ups and downs. They can be inconsistent, mainly because of the pressure and demand. The pressure to save more, don't spend a lot of money that you've gained. You need to save more, invest more, so that you can retire early. Now, this inconsistency caused by pressure and demand can severely impact the progress of achieving independence itself and ended up jamming the progress itself. It becomes a non-stop cycle of working and then failing and then working and then failing because the goal is somewhat abstract in a way that you cannot pinpoint when you're going to retire. You're just trying to finish as fast as possible. Well, you can say that one can just set a goal, like at what age will they want to retire, but oftentimes these goals can be unrealistic. For example, your goal is to retire at age 30 so that you can still enjoy a long time, a long years with your money that you've gained. But the thing is, economic situations can change, and nowadays it can be really hard to do such thing. We've heard that people from older generations could buy house when they were 25, build a perfect family at a young age. But the thing is, nowadays you can't really do that because of how the economic has changed. Inflation's everywhere and house pricing goes up, etc. Because of a lot of things that have happened from the past for the past years. And when someone fails at achieving their goal, they can feel like they failed, like they're failure, and they're just not good enough for doing this. And when this happens, plans can go messy because they can be confused. Then what's next? Then they can be confused what they should do next, and basically their progress would be absolutely jammed, proving that the fire movement is an ineffective movement and should not be glorified because each person's monetary situations is different, and when you glorify this, people will feel peer pressure to following a movement that does not suit them at all when they don't have the incentive to do so. This can backfire pretty badly to the person when they fail it, like what I've explained previously. In the long term, sure, fire movement can help a lot, but it is when this financial independence is successful. Meanwhile, I already explained that it is not always successful. It can fail. Uh, so in the long term, it can help a lot when a person does not need to care much because they're already financial independent. But the problem is that we should not forget how this independence is not easily reached because, especially with the current economic situation and how like the world situation currently is, there are wars everywhere, there are wars, and yeah, basically all that. Second argument is that we think that this will only create a problem where people will be reluctant to work because the goal is so far away. And what I mean here is a person will have to avoid spending too much because it just disturbs the goal of being financially independent itself. When they limit themselves a lot, when they feel like they cannot even spend what they've achieved, um, they can just like they can feel like then they will not enjoy what they're working right now. They cannot enjoy the process of working. For example, a person following the fire movement will not work restless, probably spending more time working and investing more than the others for the sake of finishing everything quickly. They don't get to enjoy their money at the time as much as the others get because their goal is extreme saving and invest more. They don't get to enjoy their their working process because they're so trying really hard to save because they have a goal for later. Meanwhile, the others that follow the usual traditional budgets and retirement plan, they obviously have a plan, they will save, but it'll not be as extreme as the fire movement because their retirement plan is somewhat already solid. Like they're not achieving faster retirement, but their goal is to live their life to the fullest while also having a plan that actually works and have worked times before. Fire movement, and because of this, we think that fire movement can cause burnout. A person following the fire movement will try to work really hard. They can work in a long period of time, doing more work as time goes. They can feel burnt out because they're tired. They're tired of doing something, but the goal isn't even stable. So the point is, because one person is limiting themselves a lot, and when they see others who doing something else like a different, like they're not doing other people that not they're not doing fire movement, um they can feel like they're being limited. And when the glorifying of fire movement exists, again it can peer pressure the person, causing them to like um be burnt out in a way they feel limited. And again, the financial independence itself is not always like stable and guaranteed. With these arguments, we're proud to propose. Thank you.